Thank you so much for joining in for today's AccessAlly workshop on advanced metrics in AccessAlly. If you never want to miss a single workshop, go to accessally.com/webinars. That way you can sign up and start getting email notifications and access to all of our past workshop replays. Our workshop overview for today is advanced metrics, using the custom calculation metric in AccessAlly, about AccessAlly metrics, important details about using AccessAlly metrics. We're going to dive into custom calculation options, what types of custom calculations you can add to metrics in AccessAlly. We'll start off with our important details about using AccessAlly metrics. AccessAlly order forms are used to track the money-based metrics that appear inside your metrics panel in AccessAlly. If you're using AccessAlly Pro or you have the Progress Ally plugin installed on your site, that is what is used for tracking any progress-based metrics that you might see inside your metrics options in AccessAlly. For custom calculations, this option has some available options for you so that you can build your own custom metrics. There's the option for a static number, which you could use to be a great number for tracking number of users to your site as a goal, for example. And then any metric you have already created inside AccessAlly metrics can be used with custom calculations to allow you to do things like add, subtract, multiply, or divide between two existing metrics. So first, I'm going to start off today with some overall metrics. And I am using this metrics panel to track the entire process of 2023 on my AccessAlly site. So under sales metrics, I'm tracking things over the entire calendar year of January the 1st through December the 31st of 2023. When tracking metrics inside AccessAlly, it's important to note that the more things you are tracking and the longer the duration of what you're tracking, this can slow your metrics panel down quite a bit. We do have an upcoming feature improvement that will allow this to function faster if you're calculating large numbers of data inside your metrics panel. So you may see some slowness on my site today, and we do have a new improvement coming out to help and assist with that. So for right now, the sales metrics that I'm tracking here on this site are company sales. So that's total sales in all of 2023 on this site. The total number of refunds that have been paid out in 2023, and company net revenue is the amount that I've used a custom calculation to track all sales minus all refunds. And I'll show that in just a second. I also have a company sales graph. So anytime you want to add a graph to any metric in AccessAlly, there is an option called a time series. When you select time series, the information will appear inside a graph versus inside a small square box. You can see some peaks and valleys for different sales amounts. And when using the time-based series with a graph, this can help you pinpoint different times or peak seasons inside your business. It can also identify maybe when you've had a course launch that you open once or twice a year. You can see the sales peaks for those. And then you can see also possible recurring payments that are coming in related to those items, also represented in your graph. Next up is abandoned cart. So 24% of people had an abandoned cart on this site for every single offering, all order forms over 2023. Then I've also added a few user-based stats. So for example, the total number of active users on the site is just the number of WordPress accounts that are created for different users versus the total number of payment plan users, which are people that are on any kind of subscription payment plan. Right here is one of those custom calculations. If you set yourself a goal to have a certain number of users on your site, then you can use the custom calculation to set your goal and then track how many more users you need to hit your goal. There's also things inside advanced metrics like tracking average customer value for your company, as well as things like tracking the payment plan percentage of users to your total users. So on this site, there's a custom calculation that's basically saying how many free users or how many total WordPress users there are to how many people that are in an active payment plan. So if you ever wanted to know how many users are here that might have been one-time purchases, part of your free programs, that then may also be on payment plans, you can use the custom calculations to calculate that percentage. Then you also have some options to create the number of affiliate sales that you've had over a timeline, and even the number of active purchases made with promo codes or coupons on your site as well. This site does not have a lot of affiliate information, so I only have one affiliate sale listed and no promo coupons. This site is in test mode, so it processes without any real dollars attached to it. Then there's one other metric that I wanted to share today. This one is a newer metric that's available in AccessAlly. This is called the subscriptions by origin metric. This option can show you how many new customers have purchased on your site within a given time. And you can also see if you have had any subscription replacements. For example, I have two people that went from a replacement for a membership level to a monthly payment plan. I have people that have replaced a membership level in a different level with a monthly payment plan. So you can use the subscription origin metric to track, for example, how many new customers you have and how many customers you have that may be upgrading or downgrading from your payment plans. All right, so now that we have seen just some of the examples of what's possible, we're going to dive into the custom calculation side so you can see how you can set this up if you would like to use this metric. So I'm going to look at my panel and see which ones I have that are tracked in this way. And this one right here under company user stats uses the static number option, which is in every account in AccessAlly. So I'm just going to hit edit right here on my metrics panel. I'm going to scroll down to this metric and click on it. You'll see that down at the very bottom of all of the options, you have the custom calculation option. You select it and then just click next. Then it's going to ask you a series of questions. And in this case, you'll see that static value is the first variable. So the first thing is it's tracking the number 1,000. Basically, every metric that you have on your metrics panels in AccessAlly will appear here as an option for you to select from. So you'll see that every option is available here to select from, and this will be unique to your metrics panel. So any option you add here can now be used to calculate. And if you choose static value, you're selecting the value you start with. So once you select static value, it's going to ask for the amount. And then your options are add, subtract, multiply, or divide. So in this case, I'm going to subtract. And what I want to do is subtract the total number of users on my site, which is a stat that I have added to the metrics panel. And so what it's going to do is if my goal is to get to 1,000 active users on my site in 2023, it's going to take the number 1,000 and subtract my 201 current users on the site. So then you can choose how you would like the number to be displayed, whether it's just a simple number. For me, it's $7.99, or if you want to display a currency amount or a percentage based on what you're calculating. So I just selected simple number, clicked next, and then made a label so that I would know that this is my 1,000 users goal. Once you hit update, it'll go ahead and save your changes. And then all you need to do from there is click save to save your metric. And anytime you add metrics inside AccessAlly, you can name them whatever works best for you. And you can also change the color. So for example, you'll see some of mine are blue, some of them are red, some of them are green. You can select the colors that best represent the item that you would like to track. So for me, blue is just an overall number. Red would be anything return or refund related, and green would be revenue. So just know that you can break these panels up and you can create sections to your site. So you'll see right here, I have company revenue showing at the top. And then I've added a new section for user stats. Okay, so this now has calculated 799 remaining users out of my 1,000 goal. So the next thing that I did a custom calculation on was my payment plan to total users. So with this statistic, I like this because you can see at a quick glance what number percentage-wise of your customers are taking you up on payment plans. So basically 48% of people on my site are paying in a payment plan. And it's the same flow here. You're just selecting custom calculation and then clicking next. And then it's going to give you your options. So under the customization tab, I'm using the payment plan users metric, which I created in advance. So I just said all the people on a payment plan, that is the metric I'm tracking. So now that I'm tracking that metric, I can use it here in my custom calculations, and I can divide that number by the total users on my site. So this is how it calculates this, and I could turn it to a percentage, would probably be best, but you can select the options along the path to help you with your display. So once you've selected your options, you just click next, and then you label it something descriptive, and then click update. And we will continue to look at some other metrics here on the site. I'm going to show subscriptions by origin, not because it's a custom calculation, but this one just gives you an idea of where your subscribers and your paying customers are coming from. And it's a newer one inside AccessAlly. So if we click on subscriptions by origin, our options for customization are going to be using data from the last number of days or between two dates. So right here, I could switch this to all subscription origin metrics from January the 1st to December the 31st if I wanted to capture the whole year. And you can select the products that you would like to include in this tracking. So right now I'm including all products on this site, and I have set to not filter by the cancellations of subscriptions, because you could select here that you want to limit it to only subscriptions that were active on a certain date. This one is great for churn statistics, but in this case, I'm not really capturing churn. And then once again, under your segmentation options, if you were to choose time series, that one is going to apply the graph all the way across the screen. So the next place that I wanted to share is how you can use your custom calculations to also track things within a single offering to your total sales metrics. So we're going to pop into a course offering here on the site. And right here, I have it tracking from our last basics metrics call, just the number of total sales for this course over the year. And I also added one to track what percentage, using that custom calculation, what percentage of total sales from this course come from the entire business. So this course accounts for 7% of total revenue in 2023. So in order to capture that using your custom calculations, you're going to select your custom calculation. And then here I've got my amazing course sales, the sales from this single offering, as my first variable. And I'm dividing it by my total company sales metric from the previous dashboard. And then I'm just displaying it as a percentage. And that's what allows it to calculate how many sales of Amazing Course there are to the total sales in the entire company. And you can create your own label and, of course, add a different color if you like. And then another statistic that I thought might be really interesting to see within a course is the number of users on a payment plan versus the number of users who selected the single pay option. This can be a useful metric to see if your payment plans are as needed inside your programs, because sometimes a big decision you might be making is, do I want to offer a one payment plan, or do I want to offer monthly payment options or 12 pay options? And seeing how those translate to your total sales could help you decide in the future if you would like to continue offering payment plans or keep things simple with a one pay option. So in this case here, I have 28 customers in this course that are on a payment plan, and I have 6 that have selected the one payment option. So for every almost 5 people that purchase for the one pay plan, this would show me that having a payment plan option is really beneficial for this course, because 5 times more likely almost to take up the payment plan versus the one pay option. And then the next piece here for that one, to create your custom calculation, and you would select the number of payment plan participants in that course as a metric, and then divide it by the total number of people that take your one payment plan option. And then you can display that as a simple number, and it will populate that for you. Another one that we haven't looked at all is the abandoned cart metric. And this one will show you the number of percentage of people that start an order form in an offering and don't complete the order form. So they abandon their cart. So in order to create your abandoned cart metric, you can select data between 2 dates, and you could create a monthly one like number of abandoned carts in January, February, March, April, May, or you could select a rolling period like number of abandoned carts over the last 30 days if you like. So for this one, I just set it up to track all abandoned carts for order forms for my course payment plan and also for my single pay option. And this way I can see exactly how many people come to the order form page and abandon their cart. And for segmentation, I left it set to none, and I just created a display label. So now it's going to show me on average what number of people come to the order form but do not purchase either plan.
Thank you so much for catching the replay of Advanced Metrics in AccessAlly. Feel free to visit the AccessAlly Knowledge Base at kb.accessally.com for more information about using metrics inside your AccessAlly site.